removal. It can take some serious time to get that stuff off. I'm gonna show you guys how I removed dip off of my model, but then I also had to pivot because I couldn't take it all off with an e-file. So see what I did. All right, so today we are removing dip. Who likes removing dip? Nobody. Nobody ever says they like removing dip because it's time consuming. But that's also probably why our clients like it, because they feel like it holds up better. So whenever we have dip, time is money. We are going to use a more aggressive tool. So I am working at about 30,000 RPM. And yes, I can tell this is dip because of the way it smells and also how it's filing. I am using the Safety Smooth Top Tapered Barrel in coarse to remove a majority of this color. So I asked my client if she knew when she got her nails done if they did the whole dip in a solid color, or if she knew if they did clear and then put the color on top. Lucky for me, they did do a clear base, so I know I can go down to the base. So I'm just gonna focus on removing this color. Carbide is your friend. Make sure you're not digging. If you're finding that you're digging the product, increase your speed, okay? We are not digging into our clients. They don't like that. I have a little bit of color still left on, but I am getting pretty close to that clear. So we're just gonna move on and we will use a sanding band. So just going down the nail. There's no digging, very light pressure, but making sure it's controlled. And I'm always a fan of the drag. Now I'm switching over to a medium sanding band, and just depending on how much product I have left, my speed range will vary between 10 and about 16,000 RPMs. So the reason I've chosen a medium is because I also want to prep, and I have found that using a coarse to prep is definitely just way over filing that natural nail. So now I'm just making sure over on the sides there's no lifting. Very good. And on to the next nail. Taking off as much as you can with the carbide is going to save you a lot of time. Now, we do want the nail to be all cleaned up, but if there's no lifting and our client has chosen another dark color, it doesn't have to all be removed. But we have to make sure, like right there, I could feel that there's lifting, so I'm just tapping that out just like that. Now, for whatever reason, if your client is sensitive, you can always reduce your speed, just depending on how comfortable you feel with an e-file. I'm really, really close, but right there, see, we still have some lifting all right there on the free edge. Oh, boom, just like that. So I have decreased my RPMs to 10,000 so I don't overfile. I knew she had some lifting right there. So I'm just flat parallel to the nail plate, tracing that out. Also to make sure that I don't have a rough edge. So I just want to like smooth that edge so that the new product can bond really nicely, but by no means am I buffing. I'm still roughing everything, but just making sure I taper my edge. Okay, let's keep going. Now, when I'm this close, I know this is all naked nail. I'm gonna come back for it. So naked nail meaning there is no product underneath. So I want to work at a lower RPM. When I'm actually like working on the nail plate, I'm running at 6,000. For right now, I am just removing color, so I want to be at a higher speed. So we're working with dip. We've removed product. Well, guess what? I still have her soaking in acetone. I did not apply this dip, and it was really, really thin close to the cuticle area, and she has really sensitive nail plates. So instead of burning her up, even with a low speed with a sanding band, I was like, we got to tap out and we got to put it in acetone. Okay, I also asked my client, how long do you want your nails and are we going to put anything on today? And the answer was no. And I said, well, we better do something because you're going to lose all your length because they are so thin. As I was using my hand file, I could like literally see that free edge just bending. Every time she went and got her nails done, she would have it removed and then soaked. So what has happened is we have prepped the nail plate, right? We've removed too much of the keratin cells, and now that she has that free edge, there's not enough strength. So in this case, this is usually why people say they like dip, because it stays on better. Well, I'm a huge fan of structured gel manicures. You have strength, they're easy to remove, and they are effective. So what I'm gonna ask my client to do, I'm like, hey, let's just go ahead and do a structured gel manicure with clear. It's gonna give you a lot more strength than just taking off your nails and all your free edges breaking off. So Yes, there is a time when I still soak. I want to make sure my client's never in pain, and I want to make sure I'm always educating my client. Yes, I hear that you love dip, but this is also the consequences, is you don't have free edges with any length because they've been over prepped. Got it? All right, let's go ahead and take a look. So we have some overgrown cuticle. We still have some of that sticky residue from the dip. Check out this trick. I'm gonna take my Glide oil, okay? It's a mineral oil. You don't use cuticle oil, use the mineral oil. And now, all right, now that I have that mineral oil in, it's gonna act as a lubricant. So I'm gonna use my small tapered barrel in fine grit. So because I know she has sensitive cuticles, I'm actually gonna do my cuticle work and also just like buff off the residue from the dip. Okay, if I were to do this without the Glide oil, I would be at risk for over-filing her natural nail. And because she's already been over-filed, I want to make sure I preserve that so that I preserve her nail. This Glide oil is acting as a protective barrier. It's allowing the e-file bit to just glide over. That way I can remove that like remaining sticky residues. So instead of using my cuticle pusher and like pushing off the product, which can cause sensitivity, I'm using the oil and my fine diamond bit to remove it while also doing cuticle care. So I'm doing 2-in-1 using the fine. So I'm just keeping it parallel, pushing into that proximal fold, and then dropping it and cleaning off the dip base. Like I can actually feel that there's skin cells right there. It just feels different with the e-file. Does it feel different for you? Yeah. So I'm gonna put just a little more pressure right there and then just clean off that free edge. But like, look how much I can bend that free edge. All right, and then this nail had already popped off. So I'm just gonna go in there, push in the proximal fold in the forward direction at 4,000 RPMs. Now, if you're gonna apply product, you wanna make sure that your client washes their hands with water and soap very well and have them take a nylon brush. So just hand them the nylon brush and say, go scrub your fingers because we wanna get that oil off so that we don't have any product lifting, okay? What you see here is just the leftover glue that was on her nail, paired with some dead skin cells and some nail plate. But I'm just pushing in, and this is fine, very, very gentle, especially for your clients who are tender. So with the Glide oil, we remove the product. Now we're gonna apply our Luna Luxe oil. I'm gonna go ahead and rub that in. Now we're gonna use my favorite bit. High speed with my oil, which is really quick absorbing. Just gonna soften that skin and start to rehydrate it. Especially where I was exfoliating. That's exactly what I want to see. Did you guys see how thin those nails were? That is the importance of making sure we do not over prep the nail. So that's a wrap. For more content like this and more pivoting, go ahead, like and subscribe.